Okay, so the other day I was staring out my window, just feeling the sun on my face, and I got this deeply unsettling thought. What if somebody just flipped a switch and turned it off? Like not a supernova or a slow fade, just gone, poof, out of nowhere. What would actually happen to us? Well, the first thing that happens is absolutely nothing. Because the sun is insanely far away, about 150 million kilometers, and light takes time to travel that distance, 8 minutes and 20 seconds to be exact. So if the sun vanished right now, we would still see it shining brightly in the sky. We'd be totally clueless going about our day while our star is literally missing from the universe. But here's where my brain really starts to hurt. What about gravity? Einstein proved that gravity is an instant. Gravitational ripples travel at the exact same speed as light, which means Earth would keep orbiting an empty spot in space for 8 minutes, completely anchored to a ghost. And then the 8 minutes and 20 seconds are up. Suddenly the sky turns black, not nighttime black, but pitch absolute terrifying void black. The moon goes completely dark instantly because there's no sun to reflect off of it. And without the sun's gravity holding us on a leash, Earth just lets go. We shoot off in a perfectly straight line into deep space at 30 kilometers per second. So now we are a rogue planet just flying blind through the galaxy. But flying through the dark isn't even our biggest problem. The real nightmare starts with the cold. Without the sun, the temperature drops instantly. Within a week, the average global surface temperature drops below freezing everywhere. Photosynthesis stops completely, so plants start dying off immediately. You might think we'd suffocate, right? But actually we have enough oxygen in the atmosphere for thousands of years. So breathing isn't the issue, freezing to death is. After about a month, the oceans start freezing over. But here's the wild twist. Water expands when it freezes, right? So the top layer of the ocean turns into ice, and that ice actually acts like a giant blanket. It perfectly insulates the deep liquid water underneath from the brutal cold of space. While the surface becomes a dead frozen wasteland, the deep ocean might actually be okay. Down there, deep sea vents are pumping out geothermal heat from the Earth's core. So life down there, those weird little crabs and tube worms, they wouldn't even notice the sun was gone. They just keep living their lives oblivious to the fact that their planet is hurtling through interstellar space. What about us on the surface? We couldn't survive on the top. It'd be way too cold. Within a year, surface temperatures would drop to negative 70 degrees Celsius. Our only option would be to dig, to move our entire civilization underground. We'd have to build massive bunkers near geothermal vents or deep mines, harnessing the heat of the Earth's core just to stay warm and grow food under artificial lights. And as the years pass, things on the surface get even weirder. Eventually, it gets so incredibly cold that the atmosphere itself begins to freeze. The air we breathe would literally turn into snow and fall to the ground. The sky wouldn't just be black, it would be a complete vacuum. No wind, no sound, just nothing. Earth would just be a silent, frozen rock drifting through the void forever. Unless, what if our frozen, wandering planet drifted into another solar system? Space is mostly empty, so the odds are almost zero. But over billions of years, maybe Earth gets caught by a new star. The ice would melt, the atmosphere would thaw, and maybe the underground survivors could finally come out. They'd walk out onto the surface and look up at a completely different alien sun. But honestly, the craziest part of all this to me is that our sun is doing so much work every single second just to keep us alive. Holding the solar system together, keeping the oceans liquid, giving us air that isn't literal snow. And we barely even think about it. Anyway, this is Styx Eye, and I'll see you in the next one.